All right, so first thing, you're gonna grab your TheraBand right away. My timer was set for 6 minutes. Your shoulders would get very tired. Okay, so for the first minute, we're just gonna get a little bit of a tight grip on the TheraBand, pull it apart, keep it super wide pulled apart, and you're just gonna raise your arms up and lower them down. About 30 seconds of work here. And then as you start to keep that nice pulling apart sensation, lifting your arms up and lowering down, we really wanna keep the shoulders engaged. Morning, Judy. A little bit of pulling apart so you feel a nice little activation in the armpit chest muscle, and then a little bit of pulling apart so you feel a little bit of work in the shoulders, and then just kind of tune in, notice how your shoulders are feeling this morning. All right, and now we're going to take a super wide grip, so just loosen up, and then just with that big wide grip, you're going to circle all the way back and then all the way forward. But see if you can keep a little bit of a firmness in your belly. So as you move through the shoulders, if you feel like everything's going whoosh and the belly's coming forward too, firm up your stance, firm up your center, and then let most of the movement come out of your shoulder. All right, now we're going to keep with that TheraBand, but walk your hands in just a little bit. So we want to find somewhere in the middle of what we were just doing, so we can pull apart, but it's not so extreme, and then lift your arms up and overhead, and then we're just going to come into some side bends. Start small. Think about pulling apart on the TheraBand, more important than the side bend itself. Feet are nice and anchored on the ground. Hips are pretty stationary. And as we pull apart on the TheraBand, we're going to keep that even distance on our arms and then bend side to side. And then just watch your shoulders as you move side to side. So if you feel like your shoulders are rounding to try to make that movement for you, make it smaller so that you're keeping the shoulders in line and moving only out of your side body. Nice, beautiful, you guys. We got 15 seconds left. If you feel like your body has warmed up and you can go a little deeper with that side bend, go ahead and take it a little further. But if you still feel like you need to keep it smaller to keep your shoulders happy, keep it in a smaller range of motion. And time, nicely done. Lower your arms down, give them a little shrug. And now we're gonna take it into some kayaks. So walk your hands to a comfortable distance, pull that apart, keep that pulling apart sensation. And then we're just gonna start to row our kayak as we pick one knee up and then the other. So it's a little march with the feet. The leg that picks up, that's where the arms are rotating towards. And we want to try and keep that even distance pulling apart on the TheraBand as we rotate from side to side. And then notice here, where's your balance at this morning? How are your hips feeling? How are your knees feeling? How are your feet feeling? And then just check, make sure you keep that little bit of a pulling apart sensation. So the armpit chest is engaged the whole time you're rowing. Nice, and then just make sure you even yourself out, and that's time. Nicely done. All right, now we're gonna keep with that TheraBand, a nice bit of distance here, and then we're gonna start to pull apart as we pull down. Elbows are gonna come in at the side body, and then reach right back up. Pull apart as you pull down, elbows pull into the side body, reach your arms back up. And then just keep that going. Get a pace going so you really work into the shoulders. And then just watch that head. So we want to keep our head fairly in line with our hips. So if you need to move your head forward to pull the TheraBand down, widen your arms just a little bit so you have a little room to move, moving that TheraBand down. And then if this is really too much on the shoulders, take it in the front body, pull the TheraBand right to the chest, pull apart, pull the elbows back, but we're still finding that work in the upper back body and the shoulders. You got 6 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Lower your arms down. We're going to take it into a nice wide sumo stance. And I'm going to turn around just so you can see what I've got going on. So you're going to take your theraband, drop it down your back, bottom hand, palm facing out. And then once you've got that, it's going to be an alternating up and down pull. So we're going to stay in a sumo squat. Top arm's going to pull up, hold the top arm stationary, bottom arm's going to pull down. So that's all we're doing. We're alternating, working through the top arm and the bottom arm. One arm stays stationary, one arm lifts, and we stay in that squat the whole time. You got it. Pulling up, hold it steady, pull it down, hold it steady. And then just check your belly here. So if it feels like your belly and your ribs are puffing forward, pull the abdominal muscles in. Keep that nice steady stance with your legs. You're already halfway there. You got 7 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Come on up, shake your arms out. But of course, we do have to take all of that to the other side. So you're going to take that theraband, drop it down behind you, switching your bottom hand now. Find a good handhold, find your squat, and then away we go. Bottom arm holds steady as the top arm reaches up, and then the top arm holds steady as the bottom hand reaches down. Keep a little bit of a firmness in your center. Try to keep your head fairly in line with your heart, fairly in line with your hips. Nice, you guys, beautiful work. Five seconds left. And time. Woo, nice work. Come on up, shake out your legs, grab your hand weights. It's going to be in the shoulders again. So you pick whatever weight of weights you want. Heavy or light, that'll be totally up to you. But now we're going to find a nice even stance. Front shoulder raise, 45 degrees, and then out to the side. You take it at your pace, and you make sure that the weight is working good for your shoulders. We want to keep a nice firmness in our center. So all of the movement is coming out of the shoulder, and a little bit of a micro bend in the elbow, only if you feel like that's beneficial to keep your shoulders happy. You got 20 seconds left. Hope's come in for a little workout. Hand time, nicely done. Okay, set your weights down, grab your theraband again. We're gonna take it back down into our legs now. So we're gonna place our theraband into a little bit of a U so that we can step our feet onto our theraband. So step your feet down, find a nice, good even stance, and then we're gonna crisscross our theraband and pull the theraband up. A little bit of a squat with our legs, and then we're gonna take 3 side steps in one direction, and then 3 side steps the other way. As your foot comes in, the theraband wants to kind of ricochet you in, but can you control that inward step so that you're not just snapping your leg into place, but moving it in with control. So we're using the abductors and the adductors. Take about 3 steps in one direction and then 3 steps the other way. You got it. Keep a little bit of a bent knee position so we keep those outer muscles engaged. Nice. And time. Woo, nicely done. Step your feet off your theraband, give your legs a little shake. And now we're gonna be theraband free, weights free. We're gonna sink into a little squat. You're gonna pick up one knee, lower it down, pick up the other knee, lower it down, rise up, and then right back into your squat. Stay nice and low, pick up one knee, lower it down, other knee, lower it down, rise up. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're working at your pace. We want to find that little bit of balance, maintaining that low squatting position, and then come right back up, reset anything you need to, right back into that squat. Chest and chin stay lifted. The weight is mostly in your heels as you're back into that squat. Nice. Twenty seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Shake out your legs. We're going to take it down into a crawl. So we're going to come down onto all fours if you like, front or back of your mat, just so you have room to move forward or back. We're down in a tabletop position. You can keep your knees down and just crawl your way to the front of your mat and then crawl your way back. You're going to move it at your pace. If you feel like you want a little bit of extra work, you're going to let the knees hover, keep them up the whole time, crawl your way forward, and crawl your way back. If that's too intense on the wrists, then you're just going to keep the knees down so everything stays happy. No matter which level of work you're doing, it's super amazing work. Works through the whole back chain of the body, shoulders, wrists, knees, ankles, and toes. Everything's getting a little work here. You got 20 seconds left. Nice, you guys, beautiful. And time, awesome job. Now we're gonna take our theraband to the top of our mat. We're gonna lay down onto our belly and we're gonna take it into some Supermans. So come on down onto your belly, give a second, get everything in place. And then we're gonna take our theraband out in front, arms nice and wide, and then back to that lat pull down, just like we were doing in a standing position. So arms are gonna reach out. We're gonna pull the theraband to the chest and then reach it back out. As you pull the theraband to the chest, the shoulders lift, you feel a little work in the low back body, and then reach the arms back out. Legs are staying stationary, toenails pressing into the earth, squeezing through those back muscles. Arms reach out, head lowers down, head lifts as you pull those elbows back. Nice, you guys, beautiful work. Yes, Karen, that looks amazing. Nice, Liz, that looks so good. Man, you guys are amazing. And time, awesome job. Leave your theraband on the ground, push your way up. Now we're going to take it into a kneeling position with one leg out at the side. So we're going to keep a little bit of an uneven stance. Hands are going to come behind the bed. Hands are going to come behind the bed. Hands behind your head. Push your head into your hands, hands into your head. And then we're going to come back to that side bending position. We want to keep a little bit of an anchor in the leg that's extended out. So you're only going to lean as far as you can control coming back in with, but we're leaning out to the side, pulling it back up with control, trying to maintain that nice, even posture. So your head, your heart, and your hips stay in that alignment, and we find all of the work coming out of the side body. And the legs doing a little work to help assist to keep us in that nice, stable position. You're already halfway there. If you feel like you've lost that sensation, check in, make sure your head is pressing into your hands, hands into the head. Awesome. Now that leg that's extended out, place your hand there. Take a little counter stretch, leaning over towards that leg. Awesome. And then lift it all back up and in, slide that leg in, and we're taking it to the other side. Stepping your leg out, hands behind the head presses into the hands, and away we go. We lean out and pull it back up and in. Check your posture. Just make sure your head is pressing into your hands. Hands are active, and you're finding most of that work coming out of your side body. Nice, you guys. Beautiful work. Yes, Judy, beautiful. And time. Awesome job. Step that leg in, give everything a good shake. And now we're going to grab one single hand weight back to the side we started on. Step your leg out, but now hands going to come down onto the ground. So we're in that knee down side plank position, taking that weight, reaching it through and underneath, pulling it up towards the ceiling, reaching it through so you get a little rotation in the torso. And as you pull that weight up towards the ceiling, think about lifting your ribs as well. Reach through and pull it up. If that is not comfortable for your shoulder, leave the weight off and just find that reach, but keep those ribs lifting up towards the ceiling. And time. Awesome job. Swing it around and set it up for the other side. So send the other leg out, hand down to the ground, grab your hand weight, and away we go. Reaching through and pulling it up towards the ceiling. You got 20 seconds left. and time. Awesome job. Set your weight down, back to the other side, but now we're going to sit down onto our sides and take it into some clams. So elbows and forearms down or laying all the way down on your side. That'll be totally up to you. And whether or not you choose to load it up with the weight, also up to you. You can let your weight rest on the outer thigh, but we're keeping the soles of the feet together. 30 seconds of work here. We're just lifting the top knee up, lowering it with control, keeping a nice stable center. So there's not a lot of wiggling and wobbling going around in the top half of the body. Hope says hello, everyone. Okay. 5 more seconds of work here. All right, now we're going to take it into some reverse clams. So knees are going to stay together and the top foot is going to lift up. And of course, Hope is not going to let you see that. Watch out. Knees are going to stay together. Top foot's going to lift up and lower down. And all you got to do is 30 seconds of work here. So again, we want to keep the torso nice and stable and let most of the work come out of the side of your glutes. So we lift the heel up. Nice, you guys. Perfect. Beautiful. 10 seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Spin it around. We're going to take it right to the other side. So spin yourself around, get yourself set up, find that side lying position, elbow and forearm down, or laying all the way down. That's totally up to you. Now we're going to keep those soles of the feet together. Load up your weight if you want to, lifting that top knee up and lowering it with control. Everything else is staying as stable as it can. Ten seconds left here. All right, now switch. Keep the knees together, lift that heel up and lower it down. And again, we want to keep everything else as stable as we can. So we find most of the work coming out of the side of the glutes. You're already halfway there. Nice work. And time. Awesome job. Okay, now spin your legs around. We're going to take it into some 90-90s with a lift. So you're going to take it into a 90-90 position, lift up, hands free if you can, sit your butt down, and then switch, hands free, and lift up. So if you need to place your hands onto the ground, do so. Let your hands help guide you. Swing your legs around. You can help your hands lift you up. But if you can stay hands free, awesome. And then if you stay hands free and you want a little bit more work, you're going to grab your hand weight. You're going to keep it across your chest and add just a little extra resistance, especially for that knee lift, adding just a little bit of weight. So you take it on the variation that works best for you this morning. And if that knee lift is a no-go, maybe you'll just take it into some 90-90. So you're going to work in the way that feels best to you this morning. Whatever the case may be, you're already halfway there. Nice, you guys. Beautiful work. Woohoo! You guys are amazing. I'm gonna go inside later, and Brian's gonna be like, "How was class?" And I'm gonna be like, "They're amazing." Okay, that's time. Set your butt down, swing it around. We're coming down onto our back. We're taking it into some good old-fashioned crunches. So heels come close to your butt. Hands wherever you like, behind the head, across the chest, whatever feels good to you. But we're gonna think about pulling the abdominal muscles down, crunching up, lowering with control. If you like working with your breath, it's the exhale on the effort. So you exhale as you lift up, inhale to lower down. Take it at your pace, go as fast or as slow as you like, but keep that focus on pulling the abdominal muscles down towards the spine as you lift up and squeeze. And time. Nice job. Grab a light set of weights. We're going to take it into chest press and then chest flies. So we're going to load up at the shoulders, nice wide elbows, pressing straight up to the ceiling, palms facing towards each other. Open out nice and wide, pull it back up, reverse your palms, lower your elbows down. We got 1 minute on the clock. If you're working with super light weights, once you've got that movement pattern down, you're going to pick up the pace just a little bit. Palms rotate in, arms open wide, palms flip, and lower your elbows down. Keeping a slight firmness in your center. So we want to keep drawing the abdominal muscles down towards the spine. So we keep a nice neutral spine, working mostly out of the chest and the shoulders. And if you feel like you have to arch your back, you might want to switch to a lighter weight. But if all is feeling good, keep a nice pace. And time. Awesome job. Set those weights off to the side. Our last minute of work is back to some crunches, but we're going to add on. So you're going to lift your feet up. You're going to crunch, bringing up the upper body, and then crunch, bringing up the tailbone. Crunch, bring up the upper body. Crunch, bring up the tailbone. You can take that reverse crunch as far or as low as you like. So you can squeeze and lift through the top half of the body. If you like, you could send your legs up towards the sky and find that lift there. You're just going to find the movement pattern that works best for you. Lift and squeeze through the top half, lift and squeeze through the bottom half. You got it. And time. Nice job. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe a little rock side to side. Awesome. And then when you're ready, re-grab the backs of your thighs, catch a little rock and roll up with a little momentum. Send your legs out in front of you, but with a nice, super generous bend in the knees. Reach your arms up and overhead. And then when you exhale, reach towards your toes. Great. And then when you're ready, release, walk yourself up. We're going to step the feet in and we're just going to take a couple little windshield wipers with the knees just to kind of smooth out anything we may have come across when we're doing those 90-90s. One more little swish of the knees side to side. And then we're going to come on up to standing, grab your theraband, and we're going to take a little shoulder stretch here. So we're going to take the theraband behind the back, palms facing backwards, get a good amount of space so that you can move your arms kind of freely away from the back side of your body. Bend your knees a little bit, fold over, let your arms fall away from your back side. When you're ready, let your hands come towards your low back, bend your knees, lift from the top of your head, come up nice and slow. Awesome. And then bringing the theraband in front of you, you're going to walk your hands a little bit closer, pull apart, and then reach up and overhead, pressing your palms back. So we want to find a little stretch through the armpit chest area. Nice. One more breath. And then release your arms down. Right hand's going to touch down to your thigh. Left hand's going to reach up. Take a nice big side bend. Awesome. And then as you lift up, that right hand's going to reach back between your shoulder blades, pat yourself on the back, reach your other hand up, catch that elbow, get a little stretch in the tricep, pull your ribs in towards each other, firm up your center. Awesome. And then release, and we're taking it to the other side. So that left hand's going to touch down, right hand's going to reach up, take that side bend. Cool. And then lift up, pat yourself on the back, reach your other hand up, catch that elbow, and get a little stretch to the tricep. Pull your ribs in towards each other so that whole front body isn't puffing up. Nice. And then release, give everything a good little swing. Grab your foam roller if you're sticking around. And I'm going to let Hope go back into the house.